Hello everyone, ARG back with some more Out of the Park Baseball 22, and today we are going to be playing a 3-game series at home against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Historically, with that save, that's a team I've had quite a bit of success against, so hopefully we can find that kind of success again today. I'm a little bit under the weather today. Diabetes stuff, it's tearing my stomach to a shred, so if I have to stop the stream early, I apologize for that. I'm gonna try real hard not to, but who knows. Alright, so we still have Kirby Puckett that is out, so we miss him dearly, and we're a little bit in a slump. We have lost 5 of our last 6 games. So hopefully our fortunes are going to turn around here. The Pirates are at 27-45 this season, so that's not a really good record. We don't face them as much anymore now that they have moved to the Central Division, but we still have a pretty good record against them. John Lieber is going to be on the mound for the Pirates for the first game of the series. We are going to be going with rookie Brett Tomko, who's had a couple decent starts lately, so hopefully that keeps up like that. Alright, we are third in the division. We are 6 games and a half behind the Braves. Again, that's not unsurmountable, but you know, we're about to have our work cut out for us. And there's also the Mets that are between us and the Braves. So, yeah, we're gonna need to get things going here. Alright, so let's play ball. Alright, let's see here. I'm gonna give Russ McGinnis a start at catcher. Go ahead and do that. We'll see how that goes. Alright, so the Pirates are going to go with Sean Green leading off, playing center field. Marty Neff in left field is going to be batting second. Kevin Young, the third baseman, is going to be batting third. He's also playing Earth. What's going on with him? Strained rib cage muscle. Alright, Andy Van Slyke is going to be batting cleanup. He's in right field. Jay Bell, the shortstop, is batting 5th. Naifi Perez, the second baseman, is going to be batting 6th today. Jerry Brooks playing first base, batting 7th. And the catcher, Paul Konarko, is going to be batting 8th. And of course, batting 9th is going to be the pitcher, John Lieber. So Lieber has a okay season so far. Actually, it's decent. He's allowing some runs, but he has a pretty good walks to strikeout ratio, and he's 6-4 on the season. Alright, so let's go Expos and play ball. Alright, Sean Green, the first one to face off against Brett Tomko, and the game is underway. 1-0 to Sean Green. Oh, that's going to be an infield single. Alright, so Walt Weiss eats it. Sean Green is safe at first, so the Pirates get a base runner. So runner on first and nobody out for Marty Neff. 2-0 to him. Oh, that's a bad pitch. Not a good start. Alright, so Green makes it to second base. So runner in scoring position already. And 3-1 to Neff. Grounds it to third. That's an error. Oh boy. Alright. So Jeff King with the error on the throw. There's runners on first and third. There's nobody out. And now Kevin Young comes to the plate. 0-2 to him. Struck out swinging. That's good because now we have a shot at the double play. Andy Van Slyke is now the batter. 1 out. 1-2 to him. Oh, he popped it. That's also a decent result. Alright, so Walt Weiss gets underneath it, catches it for out number 2. Alright, so now there are 2 outs. And J Bell is the batter, 2-1. Grounds it to short. That's a good throw to first, and that's the end of the inning. So the Pirates get runners on first and third with nobody out, and they fail to score. Bottom of the first, Delino the Shields leading off against John Lieber. 2-2. Grounds it to short. That's going to be an infield single. Right, so just like the Pirates did, we start with the game with an infield single. Now Luis Polonia is going to be the next batter. No count to him. That's it to right. Van Slyke is there. That's out number 1. John Kruk is the next batter. 3-1. It's it to center. Sean Green is after it. He should get it, and he does. That's out number 2. The Shields makes it to second base on the play, so we have a runner in scoring position, but there's 2 outs, so we need to base it from Kent Herbeck. Full count to him, and he struck out swinging. That's it for the Expos in inning number 1. We are going into the top of the second with no score, so Naifi Perez is the next batter. 0-2 to him. Grounds it to first. Herbeck goes to the bag himself, and that's out number 1. Jerry Brooks is the next batter. 1-1. Hits it to center. Rivera after it. And he's there, and he catches it for out number 2. Paul Konerko now with 2 outs, 1-2. Rounds it to short. Wall twice with the throw. That's out number 3. Pirates go down in order, and we are now going into the bottom of the second with Ruben Rivera leading off for us. 1-2. Grounds it to short, and he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Jeff King is next. 2-2. Grounds it down the line to third. That's cut by Kevin Young, and that's a good throw. That's out number 2. Now Russ McGinnis is the batter. 1-1. And that's popped. J Bell is there. He catches it for out number 3. The Expos also go down in order in the bottom of the second. Top of the third incoming with John Lieber starting things off here for the Pirates. Full count to him. Struck out swinging. Sean Green is the next batter. 1-1. He had an infield single in his first at bat. Grounds it to second. This time he is thrown out at first for out number 2. Martin Neff is next. 2-2 to him. Struck out swinging. Another good inning from Brett Tomko. Bottom of the third incoming. Walt Weiss leading off that inning for us. 1-0 to him. And he pops it. Right, Naifi Perez is there, and he catches it for out number 1 on the pop fly. Brett Tomko is next. 1-2. Struck out swinging. Right, that brings up Delino the Shields. 3-1 to Delino. That's a base hit to center. Alright, so 2 outs base hit for the Expos. Let's see if we can do something with it with Luis Polonia next due up. No count to him. Oh, the Shields is going, and he's safe. That is stolen base number 24 for Delino the Shields. So now we have a runner in scoring position. A base hit should score the run. 1-1. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 3. Expos get a runner in scoring position, but fail to score him. Top of the fourth incoming, still no score here at Olympic Stadium. Alright, Kevin Young leading off, 1-1 to him. Oh, and he gets hit by the ball. Probably doesn't help his rib cage, that's already hurt. Andy Van Slyke is the next batter, runner on first, nobody out. 0-2 to Van Slyke. Hits it to center. Oh, what a diving catch by Ruben Rivera. And that's out number 1. The runner retreats to first. J Bell is next with 1 out. 0-1. Hits it to left. It's going to fall in front of Polonia for a base hit. Alright, so runners on first and second now with only 1 out. Knifey Perez is the next batter. 0-2. And that's a base hit to right. Alright. So that loads up the bases. Bases are now loaded with only 1 out, and Jerry Brooks is the next batter. 1-1. Grounds it to the pitcher. Alright, we got the out at home plate, but Brooks beats the throw at first for. So there's 2 outs now. The bases are still loaded, and hello FJ. I'm streaming early today. I usually don't see much people at that time of the day. But of course, it's a lot later in the day for you today. Oh, you're probably getting ready to watch the Abs game, huh? It's an afternoon game. Alright, bases loaded. With 2 outs for Paul Konerko. 2-2. And he struck out swinging. Oh yeah, we got out of that jam pretty nicely. So I started a current day Ottawa Senators save on franchise hockey manager. We'll see if I can lead them to a Stanley Cup. Alright, John Kruk leads off the bottom of the 4th for us. No count. It's it weakly to center. That's cut by Sean Green for out number 1. Kent Urbeck is next. 0-2. It's it weakly towards center. Sean Green is there. Catches it for out number 2. Are you still at your parents'? Or have you resumed gaming something other than... Well, they won their last game against St. Louis. St. Louis is a good team. Alright, 2 outs now for Ruben Rivera. 1-2. Grounds it down the line and right, and that's going to go all the way to defense. That's going to be extra bases for Rivera. And that's a double for the center fielder. Nothing like going back to your gaming habitat. Right, runner in scoring position, 2 outs for Jeff King, 2-2. It's it to center, and that's cut by Sean Green for out number 3. Still no score in Montreal. We are going into the top of the 5th. So are you playing some out of the park baseball or some franchise hockey manager lately? Alright, top of the 5th, John Lieber leads this off. 2-1 to him. That's it with a little bit of carry to left, but Luis Polonia is there for out number 1. Sean Green is the next batter. No count to him. Oh, and he got hit. Alright, so that's the second hit batter. Well, it is the Marlins, right? So, alright, runner on first, 1 out. Martinez is next, 2-0. That's it to left. Luis Polonia goes after it. He catches it for out number 2. So current day Marlins, I'm assuming. Alright, runner on first, 2 outs for Kevin Young, 1-0. The runner goes, and he's safe, so that's a stolen base for Sean Green. That's his 8th of the season. Alright, so runner in scoring position, 2 outs now. 3-0 to Kevin Young, and he walks on 4 pitches. You're going to be turning them around, I'm sure. I mean, you did turn the Orioles around, didn't you? Yeah, 41 home runs. That is pretty nice indeed. Alright, so 2 runners on, 2 outs for Andy Van Slyke. No count to him. And that's popped foul, and that's cut by Russ McGinnis for out number 3. So yet again, runners are left on base, nobody scores. Bottom of the 5th incoming. Russ McGinnis leads that one for us. 2-2. It's it to center, but pretty much right at Sean Green, and he catches it for out number 1. Walt Weiss is next. No count. Grounds it to third. That's a good throw by Kevin Young, and that's out number 2. Who else did you sign that of note that I would know? Brett Tomko now with 2 outs, 1 and 2. And he struck out swinging. That was a terrible pitch to swing at, but that's strike 3 nonetheless. Alright, so top of the 6th incoming. No score. J Bell leads off the 6th for the Pirates. 3-1 to him. And he walks. Alright, leadoff walk here for J Bell. Oh, I know who Mike Zunino is. I'm guessing you have a restricted budget with the Marlins, don't you? Alright, runner on first, nobody out for Naifi Perez. 2-2. That's going to be an infield single. Alright, so runners on first and second now with nobody out. Jerry Brooks is the next batter. 0-2. Struck out swinging. See, that makes it challenging. I like it like that. Paul Konarko is next with 2 runners on, 1 out. No count to Konarko. Hits it to left, and it's going to fall in front of Polonia. Runner goes all the way home, and he scores. It is a 1-0 lead for the Pirates now. Okay. Not too bad, not too shabby. Alright, 2 on, 1 out. 1-0 Pirates now. 1-0. Oh, John Lieber bunts, of course. Advances the runners with the sacrifice hit, so there's 2 outs now. But there's 2 runners in scoring position for Sean Green. No count. We're just gonna walk him. And now we're gonna be facing Marty Neff with the bases loaded. 0-1. That's it to left, and it falls in front of Polonia. Alright, so 1 run scores, but we nailed the following runner home. It is 2-0 for the Pirates, and the inning is over. Alright, so we have a 2-run deficit to make up for, and at least we have the top of the lineup incoming, so we have a good shot. Oh, that's the beautiful world of sports sims. In my current day sense save that I started yesterday, I lost Alex Formanton for the entire season, which sucks. And I already have like Colin White that's out because it has all of the real life injuries. So I'm just like the real life Suns. I'm struggling with injuries, and the season hasn't even started. Alright, Delino the Shields, bottom of the 6th. 0-2. And he struck out looking. Well, that sucks. Ooh, John Lieber got hurt too, and they have to take him out of the game. That might be a good news for us. We weren't generating anything against him. Alright, so Will Kanani is now going to be on the mound for the Pirates. Luis Polonia is the batter. There's 1 out, 1-0. That's it to center. And he flies out to center for out number 2. Yeah, I wish they would rework that old system a little bit. There's a lot of systems in out of the park baseball that I feel that like they have introduced and they feel like a nice entry, but they need to be fleshed out better. But they put all of their efforts in perfect team anymore. That's all they care about. Alright, so 2 outs now for John Kruk. 0-1. Grounds it to... Oh, that's going to be an error. Alright, so John Kruk is safe at first on an error by Kevin Young. So that brings up Kent Terbeck with 2 outs, runner on first, 1 and 2. That's it to left. And oh, that's dropped by Marty Neff. Alright. So now we have 2 runners in scoring position thanks to 2 errors back to back by the Pirates, and Ruben Rivera is the batter. With a base hit here, he could tie the game. 0-1. And that's it to right. Oh, it's out of here. Opposite field home run by Ruben Rivera. The Expos take the lead. What an answer. We allow 2 runs in the top of the 6th, and all of a sudden we're up 3-2. 355 feet, so it barely cleared the fence, but it did. That's what matters. 2 outs now for Jeff King. Tim Wakefield is now the pitcher for the Pirates. 2 and 2. Another error. Wow. 3 errors in the same inning by the Pirates, and the inning is still alive. Russ McGinnis is next. 2 outs, runner on first. No count. That's it to center. And somebody finally caught a ball for the Pirates. And that's the end of the inning. The Expos get 3 runs on the board thanks to a 3-run home run by Ruben Rivera. We're going into the top of the 7th with a 1-run lead. Does he have some speed? Your shortstop, that is. Alright, so Kevin Young leads off the top of the 7th for the Pirates. We're up 3-2. Just fielding. Maybe you should. I mean, you're playing current day, so you need somebody that has a bat in the lineup. You can't really afford to have too many positions where you have a guy that can't hit. So you might use him as a defensive sub and find another shortstop. If he had speed, I would have told you to maybe try to bat him 9th after the pitcher. Sometimes that works, but... Alright, no count to Kevin Young. I'm going to keep Brett Tomko on the mound. He hasn't pitched too terribly, and that's a pop fly here, and Delino DeShields catches it for out number 1. Andy Van Slyke is the next batter. 3-1 to him. Grounds it to 3rd. That's a good throw by Jeff King, and that's out number 2. Jay Bell is next with 2 outs now, 2 and 2 to him. Grounds it to 3rd. Another good throw by Jeff King, and that is out number 3. Did you look at your batting coach, maybe? And if your coaches are feuding, that's also going to affect the team. And also, if the morale of the team is really low, that's going to affect that as well. Pretty sure you know all of that stuff, but just making sure you haven't overlooked anything. Alright, Walt Weiss leading off the bottom of the 7th for us. Tim Wakefield is still on the mound for the Pirates, 0-1. And that's a base hit to right for Walt Weiss. Alright, so a leadoff single. I'm going to bring in a pinch hitter now. We're going to do Brett Barbary. Are your coaches feuding? That's kind of new from this year's version of the game, or last year's, I don't remember. But if your coaches don't get along, it's gonna affect the results on the field. Alright, runner on first, nobody out for Brett Barbary. 1 and 2. And he struck out looking. Delino DeShields is next. 3-1. And he walks. All right, so we have 2 runners on, 1 out. Luis Polonia is next. 1-2. And he struck out swinging. We're having problems with the knuckleball. All right, John Kruk now with 2 outs, 2 runners on, 3-1. Oh, and he walks. Bases are now loaded. Could also be that your park is a pitcher's park. That also can affect that. Alright, bases loaded, 2 outs. Kenterbeck is the batter now. Yeah, they brought in a lefty, Matt Pontbriand. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in... Let's bring in Charles Johnson. Full count to Charles Johnson. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And he walks in a run. Oh, yeah. You might want to check your stadium's modifiers. They could be very biased for pitching, and that could explain why you're having great pitching and shit. Yeah, I don't know. It could be bad luck as well. Oh, all right. So they brought the lefty for 1 batter, and now they're bringing in Bronson Eflin. It's 4-2 for the Expos. The bases are loaded. There's 2 outs. Ruben Rivera is the batter, 1-2. And he struck out swinging. The Expos, however, do add a run to their lead. It is now 4-2. It happens. It happens. But I don't know. It could be the park. Is the morale of your team really low? I think that the morale system affects performance way more than it should. Personally. Alright, so Charles Johnson is going to become the catcher. Russ McGinnis is going to go and play first base. And I am bringing in Steve Olin to pitch inning number 8. Alright, Naifi Perez leads off the top of the 8th for the Pirates. Steve Olin is the pitcher for us now. Full count. Oh, okay. And that's a leadoff walk here. I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, Dave Magadan comes in as a pinch hitter for the Pirates. Runner on first, nobody out. Full count to him as well. Grounds it to second, and that's a double play. All right, top of the 8th, still 2 outs now for Paul Konerko. 2-2. And that's it to left, and it falls in for a base hit right in front of Luis Polonia. Joe Biasucci comes in as a pinch hitter now. Runner on first, 2 outs, 1-2. Grounds it to first. Russ McGinnis takes it to first himself, and that's out number 3. Yeah, the only thing that's left is maybe your stadium modifier. If they're like in the 800, 0.8 something for the batting stats, that's going to affect your hitting quite a bit. All right, Rick White is now the pitcher for the Pirates. Sorry, Jeff King leads off the bottom of the 8th for us. We have a 2-run lead, 1-0. All right, flies it to right. Van Slyke is there. That's out number 1. Russ McGinnis is next, 1 and 2. Struck out swinging. Walt Weiss is next, with 2 outs now, full count. And he walks. Alright. So a 2-out walk for the Expos. Let's see if we can make them pay. I'm going to bring in a pinch hitter. We're going to bring in Curtis Pride. Curtis Pride facing off against Rick White. Runner on first, 2 outs, 1 and 0. Oh, they cut Walt Weiss at first. So that's the end of the inning. Alright. Poor Curtis Pride didn't even get to do anything. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put Tom Gordon on the mound for the save, or save situation. Then I'm not sure, man. It is a mystery. Maybe they have put a curse on the Marlins, since the Marlins are never successful. So maybe like the Marlins are just cursed. You start a save with the Marlins and something is going to go wrong. Alright, Sean Green leading off the top of the 9th. The Expos have a 2-run lead here. Tom Gordon on the mound for the save, 1 and 2. And he struck out looking. Martinez is next. Full count to him. Grounds it to short. Oh, that's an error on Walt Weiss. Alright, runner on first, 1 out. Kevin Young is the next batter. No count to him. Grounds it to short. And they get him out at first for out number 2. The runner makes it to second base on the play. So there's a runner in scoring position, 2 outs for Andy Van Slyke. Full count. And he struck out swinging. That's the end of the game. The Expos win 4-2. Maybe that's what you need to do. I really don't know. You might need to do something drastic so that they respect you, so that they're like, oh shit, that guy is not messing around. Alright, so nice little win for the Expos at home here. A nice little 4-2 victory over the Pirates. Oh, alright, so Bruce Ruffin pitched a complete game shutout against the Cards. It was a 1-0 game too, so a pretty tight affair the entire time. Let's go ahead and advance until tomorrow. Oh. I don't want Rich Monteleone, he sucks. Alright, so Rich Monteleone is back with us. Carl Pavano has been sent down. Alright, let's save, and let's see if there's been other moves other than that. Aside from the move that I didn't want to see. Nope, not really. Alright. Alright, game 2 of the 3-game series. The Pirates are going to send Esteban Loaiza. So I don't know which Loaiza is going to show up on the mound. Is it going to be, you know, the Blue Jays version of Loaiza or what? And then we're going to go with Miguel Batista. Miguel Batista has a bounce-back season. He struggled a little bit last year, but he's 8-2 so far this season, doing pretty good. Alright, so we won the first game of the series. Let's win the second one as well. Alright, I'm going to keep this lineup, and we're going to try to win with it. Pirates are going to go with Sean Green in center field, batting first. Martinez, the second base, batting second, the left fielder. Kevin Young, the third baseman, batting third. Andy Van Slyke in right field, batting fourth. Jay Bell at shortstop, batting fifth. Knifey Perez, the second baseman, batting sixth. Jerry Brooks, first baseman, batting seven. And Paul Konerko, the catcher, batting eighth. That's the exact same lineup that we defeated yesterday. And of course, Esteban Loaiza is the pitcher and batting ninth. Alright, so good. Let's go Expos and play ball. Is that something you actually want to do? Have only Venezuelans on your infield? Alright, Sean Green leading off the game for the Pirates against Miguel Batista. The game is now underway. 1-0 to Green to start the game. That's it to left. Luis Polonia's after it, and he catches it for out number one. Martinez is the next batter with one out. No count to him. Hits it to left. That's going to be a base hit. Falls in front of Polonia in left. Yeah, sometimes it just happens that way. Alright, runner on first, one out for Kevin Young, and he gets it in the ribs again. We know he's hurt there, so we're just trying to take him out of the game. Is there anybody from Norway in your save that you could bring on the team to turn things around? One time I created a few years ago, I created a fictional universe, and my all-star second baseman, like 5-star, like 5-tool player was Italian. So a guy from Italy was one of the best players in that universe. Alright, so there's 2 on, 1 out here for the Pirates. Andy Van Slyke is the batter, 1-1. Grounds it to short, and that's a double play. And just like that, we get out of that inning. And we're going into the bottom of the first with no score. Delino de Shields facing off against Esteban Loaiza. Full count to him. Hits it to left. And it's cut there by Martinez for out number 1. Luis Polonia is the next batter with 1 out, 2-2. Grounds it to short, and he's thrown out at first for out number 2. Hey, DiMaggio. That was a long time ago, man. 2 outs. John Kruk, the batter now, 1-2. It's it to right. And that's out number 3. Alright, Jay Bell is now the next batter for the Pirates. Top of the second, no score, 2-2 to him. That's it to right, and it's going to fall in front of John Kruk for out number 1, for a base hit, sorry. That's right. You take that back. We're not allowed to say nice things about the Yankees. Alright, runner on first, nobody out. Knifey Perez is the next batter, 1-0. Grounds it to third. And we get the lead runner at second base, but we cannot convert the double play, so that's a fielder's choice. There's 1 out, runner on first for Jerry Brooks, 1-1. Grounds it to second. This time we get the double play. And that's the end of the second inning for the Pirates. Going into the bottom of the second, we have Ken Turbeck facing off against Esteban Loaiza, 1-0. Rounds it down the line in right, and it's going to be extra bases, almost all the way to the fence. That's a double for Ken Turbeck. So leadoff double for the Expos. So runner in scoring position, nobody out for Ruben Rivera, no count. Hits it to center, and that falls in front of Sean Green. So now we have runners on the extremities and nobody out. That's a pretty good opportunity to score some runs. Charles Johnson is the next batter. 2-1. Ooh, I think that's out of here. Yes, 3-run blast for Charles Johnson, and the Expos are up 3-0 over the Pirates. Charles Johnson started the season slowly, but he seems to be heating up a little bit. Jeff King is next, bottom of the second still, and nobody out. 1-1. Grounds it to short. The throw to first is good, and that's out number 1. Walt Weiss is next. No count. That's a base hit to center. Alright. So single for Walt Weiss, and we have another base runner. There's one out for Miguel Batista. He will be bunting. But he struck out. Alright, so 2 outs now. Runner on first. Delino De Shields is the batter. 1-1. Oh dear God, they nailed one of my base runners again. Wait, it's Walt Weiss again. That was him too the previous game. Jesus, what's wrong with Walt Weiss? Alright, so top of the third now, we have a 3-0 lead. Paul Konarko leads off that inning for the Pirates. Three and 1 to Konarko. And he walks. Leadoff walk for the Pirates. Loaiza is going to be bunting. 1-0. That's a sacrifice hit, and that works for them. So runner in scoring position now, 1 out for Sean Green. 3-2, and he strikes out swinging. Oh yeah. Alright, 2 outs now for Martinez with a runner in scoring position, 1-2. Grounds it to the pitcher, and he's thrown out at first for out number 3. The Pirates get a runner in scoring position, but fail to score him. We are going to the bottom of the third here at Olympic Stadium. It is a 3-0 lead for the Expos, with Delino De Shields leading off against Esteban Loaiza, 1-2. That's fly to right. Easy play for Van Slyke, and that's out number 1. Luis Polonia is next, 2-2. And that's a base hit to left, so opposite field single for Polonia. So we have a 1 out base hit. John Kruk is next, no count. Oh, the runner goes, and he's safe. So Polonia with a stolen base. That's his 6th stolen base of the season. Runner in scoring position, 1 out. 2-0 to John Kruk. It's it. Oh, that's it really well. That's it really out as well. 2-run blast for John Kruk. 419 feet. The Expos are up 5-0. Ken Turbeck with 1 out. Esteban Loaiza still on the mound. 0-2. And that's a base hit to right. That's going to be also extra bases because it went all the way to the fence. So a double for Ken Turbeck. So that's his 2nd double of the game. Ruben Rivera now with a runner in scoring position, 1 out, 0-2. And he struck out swinging. Alright, the Pirates have had enough. They are bringing in Ken Giard on the mound. Charles Johnson is the batter. Runner in scoring position, 2 outs, 2-2. And he struck out. Alright, the Expos, however, add 2 more runs to their lead. It is now a 5-0 game. Going into the top of the 4th, Kevin Young leading off the inning for the Pirates. No count to him. Grounds it to second. He's thrown out at first for out number 1. And woo, Andy Van Slyke now the batter. 1 out, 2-2. It's a to right. That's a base hit, falls in front of John Kruk. So it's a 1 out base hit for the Pirates. J Bell follows up in the lineup. 1-0 to him. That's a base hit to center. Alright, so the Pirates are getting some base runners now. So 2 on, 1 out for Naifi Perez. 1-1. That's a base hit to center as well. So Miguel Batista struggling a little bit. Oh, nice throw to the plate by Ruben Rivera, and we get Van Slyke out at home plate. The Pirates do not get a run. So all of a sudden there's 2 outs and 2 runners on. Jerry Brooks is now the batter. 1-1. That's a base hit to right, and it's going to be extra bases. That should score a run. And it does. Actually, it scores 2. Alright, so it is a 5-2 game now, thanks to a double by Jerry Brooks. Paul Konerko is next. Full count, and he struck out swinging. Alright, Jeff King is now the batter for the Expos, bottom of the 4th. The Pirates scored twice in the top of the 4th. We have a 3-run lead now. No count. Grounds it to third. And he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Walt Weiss is now the batter. Full count. And he walks. Try to not get picked off at first this time. Alright, so 1 out, runner on first. Miguel Batista is going to be bunting. Go. Alright, so sacrifice worked. Runner in scoring position. There's 2 outs, however, so we need a base hit from the line with the Shields. 1-0. Grounds it to first. And that's out number 3. Alright, the Expos do not score a run this time. We are going into the top of the 5th. Still up 3. Ken Giard is going to stay in the game and be batting here. 0-2. Oh, and he struck out on a terrible pitch. Sean Green is next, 1-0. Grounds it to second. That's out number 2. Martineff now with no count. That's going to be a base hit to right. Falls in front of John Kruk. So Batista is allowing quite a few runs, not runs, hits in this game. Runner on first, 2 outs for Kevin Young, 1-2. Grounds it to the pitcher. That's an infield single. So there's 2 runners on, 2 outs now. Andy Van Slyke is the next batter, 2-2. That's it to right. John Kruk is going to be there, however, and he catches it for out number 3. It's still a 5-2 game for the Expos. Bottom of the 5th, Luis Polonia, the batter. No count. And that's a liner to the pitcher. He catches it for out number 1. John Kruk is next. 0-1. It's a 2 center. And that's out number 2. Kent Arbeck is next. 3-1. With 2 outs, and he walks. Alright, so a 2-out walk for Kent Arbeck. Pretty good game for Arbeck. 2 doubles and a walk. That's pretty good. Ruben Rivera with 2 outs. Runner on first, 2-2. And he struck out. Alright, the Expos do not score in inning number 5. Top of the 6th, still up 5-2. J Bell is the next batter, 0-2. He struck out swinging. Naifi Perez is next, 2-2. Grounds it to first, and that's out number 2. Jerry Brooks now with 2 outs, 1 and 2. That's it to right. John Kruk is there, and he catches it for out number 3. The Pirates go down 1-2-3 in inning number 6. It is still a 3-run game here in Montreal. Charles Johnson, the next batter. Ken Giard is still on the mound for the Pirates. 2 and 2. That's it to center, and that's an incredible diving catch by Sean Green. He robbed Charles Johnson of a base hit. 1 out. Jeff King is the batter now. 3 and 1. And he walks. Alright, Will Kanani is now the pitcher for the Pirates. Walt Weiss is the batter for me. There's 1 out and a runner on first. No count to Walt Weiss. That's a base hit to right. Alright, pretty good game for Walt Weiss as well, except that he got Jeff King tried to go to third base, but he got nailed there. So there's 2 outs now. Runner on first, and Miguel Batista is the batter. 0-2, and he struck out swinging. That's the end of the inning. All right. Paul Konarko leads off the top of the 7th for the Pirates. Full count. It is still a 5-2 game, and Konarko walks, so lead-off walk for the Pirates. That could end up hurting us. Alright, Eddie Zambrano, who came in as part of a double switch in the previous inning, is now the batter. 2 and 1. Tried to bunt, but he misses. And now he struck out swinging. Awesome. Alright, runner on first, 1 out for Sean Green. 2 and 1. That's popped. Walt Weiss is there, and that's out number 2. Martin Neff is the next batter. 2 outs, runner on first. No count. That's it to first, and that was popped, and it's cut by Kent Turbeck, and that's the end of the inning. So the Expos are still up 5-2 here. Delino the Shields leading off here, the bottom of the 7th against Will Kanani. 0-1 for the Shields. Grounds it to first, and that's out number 1. Luis Polonia is next. No count. Grounds it to second. He's thrown out at first for out number 2. John Kruk is the next batter. 3 and 1. And he walks. Alright, runner on first, 2 outs for Kenterbeck. No count. Grounds it to second. And he's thrown out at first for out number 3. Alright, the Expos do not add to their lead. We are going into the top of the 8th. It is 5-2 for the Expos. And I'm actually going to bring in a reliever. Alright. Actually, I'm going to pitch to, now that I see that Steve Olin is tired, I'm going to pitch to Kevin Young with Miguel Batista. 2 and 2. And I shouldn't have done that. That's a solo blast. It is now 5-3. Alright. I'm going to bring in Gabe White now. Right, I'm bringing in Gabe White. The Pirates are pinch hitting for Van Slyke. They're bringing in Kyle Washington. 1 and 2. And he struck out looking. J Bell is next. 0 and 1. Grounds it to short. He's thrown out at first for out number 2. Naifi Perez is next. 1 and 2. struck out swinging. Alright, so Gabe White came in relief and did pretty darn good, despite facing 2 righties and then a switch hitter. Bottom of the 8th, Will Canany still on the mound for the Pirates. Ruben Rivera, the batter. 1-2, 2-run game. Struck out swinging for Ruben Rivera. That's his 3rd strikeout. Not a good game. Charles Johnson is next. No count. And that's it to right. And it falls in front of... I don't know who plays right field now for the... Oh, it's Cal Washington. He stayed there. All right. Jeff King, now the batter, runner on first, 1 out. No count. And that's a base hit to left for Jeff King. All right, so we have 2 runners on, 1 out. And Walt Weiss is the next batter. 2-2. That's popped. And that's out number 2. All right, so 2 on, 2 outs, and we're bringing in a pinch hitter, of course. It's gonna be Brett Barbary. Hopefully this time he actually gets the ball in play, as opposed to what he did the previous game where he struck out. All right, Brett Barbary with 2 on, 2 outs, 1-2. And he struck out swinging again. Dang. All right, top of the 9th incoming. Go ahead and bring Tom Gordon on for another save opportunity. Eric Owens comes in as a pinch hitter. 3-1 to him. Alright, flies it to center. And that's out number 1. Dave Magadan comes in as a pinch hitter as well with 1 out, 2-1. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 2. Ooh, Gordon got hurt, but he gets to remain in the game. And finally, Eddie Zambrano is now the batter with 2 outs, 1-2. And he struck out. 2nd win in a row against the Pirates. 2nd 2-run win in a row against the Pirates. All right, so Batista moves to 9-2 on this season. That's pretty good. All right, let's. Oh, God, there's a lot of news here. Chipper Jones is day-to-day, so he got that the last time too. Knee tendonitis. Brad Rigby pitched a complete game shutout for the Marlins against the Reds, a 1-0 game too. Oof. Rick Reed also pitched a complete game shutout for Milwaukee against the Detroit Tigers, except it was a 14-0 trouncing. Oh, Tim Raines, former Expo, has a 20-game hitting streak going on, still playing for the White Sox. And Kevin Apier also had a great game. He pitched a complete game shutout against the Twins. Hey, Aki Pizza Oreos, how are you? Alright, let's go ahead and advance to tomorrow. Let's see what's going on. Alright, just All-Star voting. I don't really care about that. I probably don't have anybody in there. And I don't. Nobody votes for the Expos. Alright, we're going to go ahead and save. Then we're going to go ahead and check real quick. A little under the weather, but we're staying alive here. Nothing too bad. I guess it was worse like last night and overnight. I'm starting to feel better actually. Alright, let's take a look, see if my GM did anything. Not really. Alright, so for game 3 here, against the Pirates, we are going to be facing John Smiley, the lefty. Now, Smiley is having a little bit of a tough season right now. He had been pretty decent. Well, I guess not too bad, but he's just struggling this season. So he's 30 years old. We're gonna go with Carlos Perez. We never know what we get with Carlos Perez. He's a wild card. Sometimes he pitches incredible. Sometimes he's struggling to get to the 5th inning. So I don't know what we're going to get. All I know is that it's going to be a southpaw duel on the mound. All right, so game 3 of the 3-game series is about to be underway here. Alright, so I'm going to keep this lineup. I don't like to mess up with a winning lineup, so we're going to go ahead and keep that. And the Pirates are going to go with Sean Green batting first in center field. Martin Neff, the left fielder, batting second. Jay Bell against the lefty is going to be batting third, playing shortstop. Kevin Young batting fourth, playing third base. Andy Van Slyke in right field, batting fifth. Jerry Brooks, the first baseman, is going to be batting sixth. Eric Owens is going to be batting seventh, and he's going to be playing second base. And Paul Konerko is going to be the catcher and batting eighth. Alright, so very similar lineup again, except they have Eric Owens in for Knifey Perez. Alright, so of course, go Expos and play ball. Yeah, I guess it would be a nice day for a walk here as well. It's a pretty nice day out. It's 50 degrees right now. Oh. Look at my face. I'm all blurry and shit. There you go. All right. So let's get this game underway now, shall we? Sean Green is going to be leading off that game. Against Carlos Perez, and 2-2 to count on Sean Green. Grounds it to first. Oh dear God, where do you live again? I might not have asked you, or maybe I forgot. If that's the case, I apologize. Right, okay. Yeah, it would be a little bit colder there. I live in Oklahoma. So, it doesn't always... So in Oklahoma, instead, what we get is, like, on Friday or on Thursday, one of the two, I got up to go to work at 4:30 in the morning, and it was 14 out. And when I left work at 2 p.m., it was 56. So it's hard to like dress appropriately because like the swing in temperature is so big. Alright, Martin Neff is the next batter. There's one out. 0-1. It's at the center. Rivera after it. And he's there. Catches it for out number 2. Now I'm originally from Canada, but I moved a long time ago. Looks like I never lost the accent though. Yeah, I remember you were a Mets and a Rangers fan. Actually, my Sens are playing your Rangers today. So that's going to be an interesting game. All right, Jay Bell is now the batter with 2 outs, 2-2. It's it to right. Oh, what a diving catch by John Kruk. And that's out number 3. All right, the Pirates go down in order in inning number 1. Bottom of the first, Delino the Shields leading off against John Smiley, 1-0 to him. And oh yeah, opposite field, extra base hit for the Shields. That's a stand-up double. Oh yeah, I'll be watching too. I don't miss a single game. thankfully, my girlfriend is a big hockey fan as well, and even more thankfully, when I met her, she didn't really have a team that she preferred. So yeah, I converted her to the Suns. Right, Jeff King is now the batter, runner in scoring position, nobody out, full count. That's it to right, and that's out number one. Alright, runner in scoring position, still one out for Ruben Rivera. 0-1. Grounds it to third. Thrown out at first for out number two. Charles Johnson is next, 1-0. That's it to left. And yeah, alright, so leadoff double for the Expos. Nobody makes the run score. It's still a 0-0 game here at Olympic Stadium. Top of the second here, Kevin Young is the batter, no count. Grounds it to second. And he's thrown out at first for out number one. Andy Van Slyke is next, 0-1. And that's going to be a base hit to center, so the Pirates get a one-out base hit here. Jerry Brooks is next, runner on first, one out, 2-1. That's it to center, Rivera after it. Oh, he catches it for out number two. That was a nice little trick there for Rivera. Eric Owens now with 2 outs, 1-2. Oh, struck out swinging on a terrible pitch. It was really high. All right, that's the end of the second for the Pirates. Now John Kruk is the next batter. No count to him. That's going to be a base hit to center. All right, so leadoff single for the Expos. Kent Urbeck is next, 2-2. That's it to left, but oh, what a catch by Marty Neff there. That's out number one. Jody Reed, playing shortstop in this game against lefties, is now the batter. 1 out, runner on first, full count. That's it to center, and that falls in for a base hit. Oh, is he going to be safe? Yes, he is. All right, so the runner goes all the way to third base on the play. So we have runners on first and third with only 1 out. Carlos Perez is the batter because against lefties, I bat the pitcher 8. No count. That's it to left. I don't think it's deep enough. Nope, it's not. All right, so that's the second out of the inning. So now we need a base hit from Luis Polonia. 1-1. That's it to right, and it's caught by Van Slyke for out number 3. Well, darn. Again, we got some runners on, and we cannot score. All right, top of the third. Paul Konerko is the next batter. Full count. And he walks. All right, so Konerko got a few walks in this series. Runner on first, nobody out for John Smiley, 0-2. He's bunting, but he bunted foul. That's a strikeout, and it doesn't advance anybody. All right, Sean Green is the next batter, 1 out, runner on first, 2-2. Oh, that's popped. Jeff King is there. That's out number 2. Marty Neff here with 2 outs, 0-2. And he struck out swinging. All right. Bottom of the third incoming here at Olympic Stadium. Still no score. Delino the Shields leading off the third for us. 1-0. That's a base hit to right. Alright, so leadoff base hit for the Expos. Jeff King is the next batter. Runner on first. Nobody out. 2-1. The runner goes and he's thrown out. The Shields got caught stealing, so there's 1 out now. Jeff King still 3-1. No, that was ball 4, buddy. Instead, he flies to center, and that's cut by Sean Green for out number 2. Now Ruben Rivera is the batter with 2 outs, full count, and he struck out looking. Nothing for the Expos in the bottom of the third inning. Top of the fourth incoming, Jay Bell. First one in line here, 3-0 to him. And he walks on 4 pitches. Alright, Kevin Young is next with a runner on first. Nobody out, 1 and 2. That's it to left, and that's going to fall in front of Polonia for a base hit. Oh, alright, so that's the Carlos Perez I recognize here. Pitching well, and then, you know, the wheels fall off the wagon all of a sudden. I guess the inning is not over. Right, Andy Van Slyke is the next batter. There's 2 runners on, nobody out, no count. And that's a base hit to left. Yeah, I had a feeling. I've sang the song before. Bases are loaded, nobody out for Jerry Brooks. So yeah, that's a pretty critical moment in the game here. 1 and 2. Struck out swinging, that's awesome. Now we might be able to get away with it with a double play. Eric Owens is next. Full count. Nope, instead we walk in a run. 1-0 for the Pirates after Carlos Perez issues a walk with the bases loaded. Paul Konerko is next. Full count to him. And he struck out swinging. That's huge because it's the pitcher that's next. John Smiley with the bases loaded but 2 outs. 0-2. Grounds it to short. And he's thrown at first for out number 3. Alright, all things considered, we only allowed 1 run, so that's not the end of the world, I suppose. But we're still training. It is 1-0 for the Pirates. Charles Johnson leading off the bottom of the 4th against John Smiley. 1-1 for Johnson. Grounds it to second. He's thrown out at first for out number 1. John Kruk is next. 2-2. And he struck out looking. Ken Turbeck with 2 outs. 3-0. And he walks on 4 pitches. Alright, 2 out walk. Let's see if we can do something with that. Jody Reed is next. Full count. And he walks as well. Alright, back-to-back walks with 2 outs. We have to make them pay. However, it is our pitcher, Carlos Perez. He's a decent hitting pitcher, but yeah. 1-1. It's it to left. And that's got by Marty Neff for out number 3. The Expos get 2 base runners, and they cannot score. It is still 1-0 for the Pirates. Top of the 5th here. Sean Green leading off, 0-1. That's it to center. And that's cut by Rivera for out number 1. Marty Neff is next. 0-1. Grounds it to third. That's a good throw by Jeff King, and that's out number 2. Jay Bell now with 2 outs, no count to him. Grounds it to the pitcher. He's thrown out at first. The Pirates go down in order. I am a purist about my baseball, and I do not want a DH in the National League. I've always loved when the pitcher goes to the plate and he surprises everybody with a base hit. That I've always loved that. I've always loved the strategy revolving around that. Alright, so Smiley's still on the mound. Polonia is now the batter. Bottom of the 5th. We're still down 1-0. 1-0. Grounds it to short. And he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Delino De Shields is next, 1-0. Grounds it to first, and he's out at first for out number 2. So 2 quick outs here. Jeff King is next. No count. And that's popped toward first base, and that's got there by Brooks for out number 3. Kevin Young is leading off the top of the 6th for the Pirates. 0-1. Grounds it to the pitcher. He's thrown. Oh no, he's not thrown out. That was an error. Alright, so on the play, the runner makes it to second base, and now Andy Van Slyke is going to be the batter. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Full count. That's a base hit to center. That should score a run. Oh, no, it does not. They did not send the runner home. Runner on first and third, nobody out. Jerry Brooks is now the batter. 0-1. That's a bad pitch. It's 2-0. And of course, the runner at first base makes it to second on the play. So 2-0 for the Pirates. Jerry Brooks still the batter. 2-2 now to him. That's it weekly. The Shields after it catches it for out number 1. Eric Owens is next. 0-1. Grounds it to short. He's thrown out at first for out number 2. And finally, Paul Konerko with 2 outs, running in scoring position. No count. We're going to walk him so that we can face the pitcher, John Smiley. 0-2 to him. And he struck out swinging. All right, so Ruben Rivera is leading off the bottom of the 6th. We're down 2 now. 2-2. Struck out swinging. Yeah, John Smiley is having himself a game, huh? Charles Johnson is the next batter, 1-0. Grounds it to short. He's thrown out at first for out number 2. John Kruk is next, 2-1. That's it weekly to center. Sean Green is there. That's out number 3. Alright, Expos go down in order, and they still can't figure out John Smiley. Alright, top of the 7th. Sean Green leading that off, 1-2. Yeah, I like sunflower seeds, alright. I wouldn't go out of my way to get sunflower seeds, but I like them when they're, if they're around and I can put my hands on them. Alright, Martinez with 1 out, 0-1. And that's out number 2. So did you always live in Philadelphia and just decided to cheer for the Mets and the Rangers, or did you used to live in the New York area? Jay Bell now with 2 outs, 0-1. And that's going to be a base hit to left for Jay Bell. Keeps the inning alive with a 2-out base hit. Runner on first, 2 outs for Kevin Young, 2-2. Struck out swinging. Alright, that's the end of inning number 7 for the Pirates. We're about to run out of time here. Alright, Ken Turbeck leading off the bottom of the 7th for us against John Smiley. 2-2. Grounds it to second. Throws it to first for out number 1. Jody Reed is next with 1 out. 2-2. Grounds it to short. Oh, is that an error or a base hit? It's a base hit. Oh, that makes sense. I mean, if he got you into sports, you would watch the same teams as he did, so it makes perfect sense to me. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pinch it for Carlos Perez here. We need some runs. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to go with Johnny Knott here. I have a good feeling about Johnny. Right, Johnny be good. Johnny Boy at the plate. Runner on first, 1 out. 1-0. And that's a base hit to left. All right, I had a good feeling about it. And look at what happened. All right, so 2 on, 1 out. Luis Polonia is next. I'm going to keep him in the game. 0-1. Flies it to right. Van Slyke is there. That's out number 2. Oh yeah, you used to go to Canada a few times a year? Or it's something that you want to do, but you didn't get to do it yet. Alright, so 2 on, 2 outs. Delino De Shields is next. He's 2 for 3. I'm not going to pull him. Full count. And that's popped weekly. And J Bell catches the ball. That's out number 3. Darn. All right, top of the 8 is going to be incoming. Who do I bring in? I think I'm going to go with John Doris. Oops. There we go. Toronto is a very clean city is what I found when I went there. Even if I'm from Canada, I didn't visit outside of Quebec all that much. I did go to Toronto and Ottawa too. Toronto is really clean for a big city. It's really clean. So do you mean getting on a plane like to go to Canada, or period like you've never flown before? Right, Andy Van Slyke leads off the top of the 8. John Doris is on the mound for us. 1 and 2. Struck out swinging. Jerry Brooks is next. 1 and 0. Grounds it to third, and that's a good throw. That's out number 2. All right, so 2 quick outs here. Eric Owens is next with 2 outs. 0 and 1. That's a base hit to center. Paul Konarko is next with 2 outs and a runner on first. 2 and 1. That's it to left, and it falls in front of Luis Polonia for a base hit. So 2 on 2 outs now for John Smiley. Full count, and he struck out swinging. All right, bottom of the 8. Rick White comes in to pitch for the Pirates. Yeah, Jeff King has not had a good game. Let's pinch it for him. Let's go ahead and bring Brett Barbary in the mix. Gotcha. Okay. How old are you? If it's okay to ask, you don't have to answer if you don't want to. Alright, so Brett Barbary is the next batter. Here comes in as a pinch hitter for Jeff King. There's no outs. Full count here against Rick White. Alright, it's a 2 right, and that's cut by Van Slyke for out number 1. Ruben Rivera is next. 1 out, 1 and 2. Flies it to right. And that's out number 2. Charles Johnson is next. 2 outs, 1 and 2. And he struck out. So man, flying sucks. Airport sucks. Flights get delayed all the time, canceled. They ask you to be there 7 days ahead of time, and you know, it's, I don't know of anybody that likes to fly, and yes, it is a hassle. So, you know. Alright, do I keep John Doris on the mound here? He's done pretty good so far. Getting a little tired though. God, I might have to give the ball to Monteleone. I don't want to do that, he sucks. Oh well, let's live dangerously. Sean Green is the next batter. 3-1. Rich Monteleone is on the mound. Alright, and that's a leadoff walk. Martinez is next, runner on first, nobody out, no count. And the runner goes, and that's a stolen base for Sean Green, his 9th of the season. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. 2-2 to Neff. Oh, he struck out swinging. J Bell is next, 1-2. Grounds it to third, and he's thrown out at first for out number 2. Kevin Young is now the batter. 2-0. Grounds it to short. That's going to be a base hit. Alright, so infield single for Kevin Young. So runners on first and third. 2 outs for Andy Van Slyke. 0-1. Oh god, that's going to be extra bases. Oh, we nailed the other runner. So one runner scored, made it 3-0, and then the other runner was following, and we got him out at home plate. So it is now 3-0. So you want to go there for the draft in Montreal? I wonder how it feels to be there. Like, you're not a Montreal fan, right? So you wouldn't be cheering the same way that their fans would. I guess that's kind of a weird event to, at least for me, I think it would be weird. Alright, Stan Belinda comes in as a reliever for the Pirates. It's a save situation. Bottom of the 9th, we're down 3-0. John Kruk is the first one to bat for us here, 1-0. And that's a base hit to center. Alright, let's get... Oh, and Sean Green juggles the ball. John Kruk ends up at second base on the play. Kent Turbeck is next. Full count. Oh, that's it weakly to center. That's going to be cut by Sean Green. And that's out number 1. Jody Reed is next. Runner in scoring position, 1 out, 1-1. That's going to be a base hit to center. Are we going for the run here? Nope, we are not. So runners on first and third, 1 out. Of course, I'm bringing in a pinch hitter here for Rich Monteleone. And we're going to go with Curtis Pride. Right, Curtis Pride, the batter now. Runners on first and third, 1 out, 2-1. That's a base hit. All the way to the fence and right. That's extra bases. That scores at least a run. Yep, 1 run scores. It is now 3-1. So you're a winter person. You like the cold and the snow and stuff, huh? That's interesting. Most people living in the US cannot stand the cold, although you're further north. Alright. Alright, Luis Polonia is the next batter. Runners on second and third, 1 out. A base hit here could tie the game. 2-1 to Polonia. It's it to center. Oh, that's cut by Sean Green on a weird-looking diving catch. That's 2 outs. The runners do not advance. The Rhino de Shields is our last out. Again, with a base hit, we might be able to tie the game. 0-1. And that's fly to right. And unless he drops the ball, that's the end of the game. Yep. Van Slyke cut the ball, and that's the end of this game. So we dropped the last game of the series against the Pirates, 3-1. John Smiley pitched a really good game. All right. Oh dear God! So former Montreal Expo Ivan Calderon, now playing for the rival Mets, belted 3 home runs in one game. He sure didn't do that for me. Oh, and the Indians topped Tim Raines' inning streak to 20 games. So that was short-lived. DiMaggio's record is still alive. All right, let's see here. Player of the Week in the American League was Jason Giambi of the Brewers. In the National League, Player of the Week was Luis Gonzalez, who was pretty good against us, so that kind of contributed to that. Alright, don't really care about that. And the power rankings were in free fall, aren't we? Oh no, we climbed a little bit actually. We're 11th now. That's weird, we didn't have a good week. I'm gonna go ahead and save the game. So the next series, as we can see on the screen, is going to be a very important one. We're going to be facing the division leaders again, the Braves. So it's going to be a 3-game series in Atlanta. We're 5.5 games behind, so if we can sweep them again like we did last time, you know, we get really close. All right, let's go ahead and see if the computer... Alright, so Paul Byrd has been assigned to AAA, so that I'm kind of keeping an eye on him. Paul Byrd did play in the majors. He wasn't incredible or anything. He's set as a reliever here despite his high stamina, so I don't know what we're going to do with him. If he ever makes it to the majors, that is. Right, I'm going to go ahead and save the game again. That's the part where I'm going to go ahead and stop here for today. I'm going to take a little break. I'll be back later with some franchise hockey manager if I still feel alright. Still feeling a little bit under the weather, but it's tolerable. So as usual, I want to thank you for tuning in, and for those of you that watch this on YouTube later, if you made it this far and you liked the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff, and until I roll this game again, I'll see you folks next time. Thank you.